Hey guys, it's 21Maxwell here and welcome to my first season review of Football Manager 15 as we do stage 1 of our World Tour, which is of course taking on England with Manchester United. So as I say, this is a review of the first season in England, and for those of you who joined us on the stream for it, it was certainly going to be one of the most memorable seasons I've done, and it's hard to believe that it was my first season. So I'm going to quickly kick in straight into transfer history. I'm kind of into pre-season in the second season. We'll quickly just recap over the ins and outs of last season. Fabian Schär was in the first signing of £5 million, the centre half from Basel. You'll see here, there's decent potential there. You know, he done okay when called upon, but I think he's more one for the future, and if he wants to be a Manchester United player, we'll certainly have to develop a little bit. Jonas Eggstein came in. This was just a youngster that Dortmund were chasing, and I felt he had a couple of raw attributes that we could maybe work with and turn him into a decent player, so he was the second signing to come in. Balantis came in. I'm not going to click Balanta purely because of a spoiler for later on, but you'll see that. Marco Verratti came in from PSG for £15 million, a solid acquisition. He struggled to settle to start with, but once we got him a role in the team, he then went on to feature 26 times for the club, 15 starts, 11 sub appearances, and ended up playing pretty solid in beside Di Maria and Herrera in midfield. Gabriel Barbosa's one for the future. Everybody seemed to sign him in last year's FM. I've never used him before, so I thought, right, okay, we'll buy him in this. The talent's there to see, same as last year, and hopefully he kicks on and becomes a superstar for us. And the last day panic buy was Socrates Papastopoulos. Basically, I really needed a really good centre half. I think good pace, good strength, good stamina, good balance. Marking's top notch. The heading's a bit iffy, but the tackling, the positioning could maybe do a bit of working on. But determination, bravery. I just thought he's a no-nonsense centre half. Let's get him in and try and shore up the defence. As far as outs, the only people that really main players that went out were Ashley Young went to Tottenham for 11.75 million. Fellaini went to 8.75 just because I panicked. Need money for Socrates, so get rid of them. A couple of youngsters, Pereira, Wilson and Lingard went to Sheffield Wednesday. Balanta went back to River Plate. As you can see, just the rest of the loans are just youngsters getting some game time at various clubs around the Football League. Apart from Michael Carrick, who wasn't getting a game because basically he'd come back with his injury. I couldn't fit him in, so I thought 400k for him, that's fine, and he went to Celtic. Apart from that, the only person that's left has been Darren Fletcher and a couple of youngsters whose obviously their contracts have been terminated because it was the end of their deals. But you know, we're in a decent position going into last season, and as I do the round up here, you'll see by a lot of the yellow and red circles, it was a pretty dodgy start. I started off the pre-season tour of America without a win. Goals galore it seemed, with the 2 goals shared in the game against the LA Galaxy, the 2-3 defeat against the FC Dallas, a 90th minute goal, and 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. And then we took on the Columbus Crew again. It's not good enough, you know, 3-3 with Columbus Crew. I think my first victory, which was a 2-0 win away to Coventry. Gave a couple more to the first team and a game in this one just to kind of get closer to the lineup we're going to go with at the start of the season. Arranged an extra friendly against Ajax to give Van Persie some game time, and basically just went with kind of more of a first team there again. Lost to Jero Breidenwald's goal for Ajax, which was a shame. And then the serious stuff happened. We took on Aston Villa in the opening day of the season, and 2 goals from Jonas Akore meant I was starting without a win. I then had Everton at home. We were absolutely rotten again. Lukaku equalising after Rooney's opener, before Distan made it 2-1 and Januzaj salvaged as a point after coming off the bench. So I thought, okay, right, it's quite difficult. The reserves then get a decent result away to Blackpool in the Capital One Cup second round. Will Keane, Tyler Blackett, Ashley Young and Fabian Schär helping themselves to some goals. It was good to breed in the likes of Ben Pearson, Pereira, Wilson, Keane, Tyler Blackett, giving all these guys opportunities in the Capital One Cup. I then went to QPR with the first team and lost 5-0. 3 own goals, 2 for Chris Small and 1 for David De Gea. It was just a complete embarrassment. That's basically what made me panic buy and go for Socrates. So you're seeing 3 games in, I've won none. Thankfully, Burnley at home next, where the boys decided to show up and we absolutely slaughtered Burnley 5-0, Falcao getting 2. At the end of the trip to Arsenal, where Alexis Sanchez put them in front before Socrates and Falcao thought, oh, quite a good game here. 93rd minute, Kieran Gibbs made it 2-2, which was a bit disappointing. And then we took on Watford in the Capital One Cup. 3-2, another own goal. Should never have been 2-0 down. Absolutely gutted that was the kind of result. Again, I gave a couple of youngsters a chance to like Sadiyanko, Shar in there again, run with Lindegaard the second choice, but just not good enough. Then we took on Newcastle, we lost there to 2 late goals after a late goal ourselves. 5-3 away to Leicester was good, and then a 4-0 win against Southampton. I thought, okay, we're picking up. A 0-0 at Hull, we're a bit unlucky. Injuries meant Josh Harrop had to play. 2-0 win at home to Sunderland. Okay, we're starting to pick up. Home form's good. Then the big games came. Chelsea away, absolutely pumped. Just could not deal with them. They destroyed us in well worth the 4-1 victory. Cuadrado, who they signed, scored twice. John Terry and Azpilicueta. We then took on Liverpool in an awesome game. We were 6-1 up through a hat-trick from Falcao, Valencia, Di Maria and Januzaj before they get 2 late consolations from Balotelli and Coutinho. We then travelled to West Brom, again an absolute horror show, 2-0 down, 2 late goals from us, salvaged a point. Trip home to City, another own goal, and just basically awful. 2 own goals, sorry, and just awful in general, and it compounded with Herrera's red card. And then again, continuing this bad run of form was a 2-2 draw away to Tottenham, where I had to get a late goal, and then a late show again from West Ham. As you can see here, they went ahead through Carol Jenkinson and Mauro Zarate. We pulled it back to 2-2 with Blint and Valencia. I thought we'd won it when Valencia made it 3-2, but another own goal, cheers match engine, from Johnny Evans and Morgan Amathatano made it 4-3 to West Ham. Then we start our run of form. Looks a lot better than it, a lot more greens. So we beat Swansea 3-0, good win. Beat Stoke 4-2, good win again. Go to Palace, finally win away from home, great. QPR at home, commanding lead, still concede some goals somehow, but a 4-2 victory nonetheless. The exact same result happens against Derby in the FA Cup. Well, okay, you can deal with that. We then travel to Burnley. 1-0 down, sorry, then 2-1 up, and then we just fall apart. Aston Villa at home, Socrates puts us 1-0 up, so I'm fairly delighted with that, we'll get a good win there. Then we fall apart in the FA Cup. We're 2-0 up, cruising, Brunt pulls one back, I think okay, it gets to 80 odd minutes, sorry. Morrison scores, I'm like shit. Then Baird scores the single greatest free kick before Berahino makes it 4-2 and we fall apart and I'm eliminated for the FA Cup. So at this point I'm fearing for my job. We take on Arsenal at home. Thankfully win that 3-1 with a good commanding lead, so that was okay. Went to Everton, 1-0 down, 2-1 up, fall apart again, 2 goals in 2 minutes. I'm thinking shit, I'm going to lose my job again. Honestly, the amount of times on stream that the jobs status went from insecure stable was unbelievable. Especially with that inconsistent run. Then with the run where we beat Leicester 2-1, thanks to Wayne Rooney, and I think I changed tactic there, brought Van Persie on, and that kind of changed the game for where we'd moved Rooney. That was a good win. Well, good 1-0 win at Newcastle, followed by a late show away to Southampton with Valencia get a 92nd minute goal. And then we took on Hull at home, and won 2-0 again. Mata starting to really perform in Falcao. An unlucky defeat to Man City with a stupid Phil Jones on goal, again. Thank you, match engine. That was 1-0. And then we took on Chelsea at home and we were absolutely outstanding. A 4-0 victory. Falcao with a double, Luke Shaw and Januzaj. Luke Shaw's goal was an absolute cracker. It is the single greatest ball I've seen from Angel Di Maria. All the way out to him, and Luke Shaw just ran in and smashed it. We then went to Anfield, where it was a tight game on stream. You can't really fault the 2-2 result. We took on Tottenham, and again, we're behind twice. We took the lead for Kabul's own goal, but Eric Lamela salvaged a point for Tottenham. So it was getting tight. I'd played all my big games. It was a big battle for 4th place. There were so many teams in contention. I thought, right, we'll win these last 6 games and we'll cruise it. Nope, went to Sunderland, didn't show. Giasharini absolutely annihilated us. Then took on West Brom, went behind, went ahead 2-1. Varela scored a wonder goal for 2-2 before Falcao made it 3-2. That was tense trying to close that game out. Then took on Stoke, bottled it, 2 goals in 2 minutes there. And then thankfully the last couple of games of the season, which we really had to win against the bottom, like 2 teams get relegated, Swansea just survived. 3-0 up early doors against Palace before a late on goal. The Swansea game I was panicking, I thought if we don't go all out guns blazing we are going to panic and just we could throw it away here. Because I needed to win every game. So even stopping up here, especially with dodgy away for him, I was worrying. But Van Persie and Januzaj with early goals. Tony Valencia with 2 goals in the 60 odd minutes, and then Juan Mata compounded the victory and gave us an awesome 6-0 win. And then finish it off, last game of the season, just to make sure we qualified for the Champions League. It was Wayne Rooney with the opener, and Tony Valencia in 19 minutes for Rojo and Falcao. Smashed that in 4-0. So, the league table, if you're wondering, if I can quickly skip back to last season, there we go. Ended with us making the Champions League on goal difference by 7 goals. As you can see, Man City won the league by an absolute mile, but after that, Chelsea in 69, Tottenham in 69, us in 67, Arsenal 67, 65 points for Liverpool, 62 for Newcastle. I feel sorry for Newcastle, they really did challenge and unfortunately at the end it just fell apart. And QPR, Crystal Palace and West Ham ended up getting relegated, so it was interesting. But this is what it really tells. The home record, second best in the league, 47 points, 1 off City. Our away record, way down here, 20 points, 9 defeats away from home. It's just absolutely terrible, and it's one thing I'm going to have to work on next season is getting the home tactic and an away tactic sorted. I'd started off with the stupid kind of libero thing that I'd been using in FM14, but that didn't work. I don't know if it will show us the past positions. It won't, but basically last season I did not get by the top 10 until about 19 games in. After 16 games I was in 13th place, and then somehow, some way, we kept climbing up and up and up and up before we eventually finished in 4th place. It was truly amazing. So finally guys, to just finish off the video, we have Luan coming in a couple of years time. So Wonder Kid documented one of my other videos. I'm going to try and see if he truly is a Wonder Kid, so stay tuned for his progress. And the other transfers this season are Miri Minha. I don't think he's going to amount to much, but he was recommended by a scout, so we'll take a look at him. If not, it was only a couple of 100k we spent on him. David Luiz in a part exchange. Yep, I part exchanged David Luiz. I asked for him in the deal for Balanta. And you're thinking, why would you sell Balanta, who turned out to be a beast, for David Luiz? Well, of course Balanta does look awesome. He wasn't happy. He didn't like me. I played him twice. I paid 6 million for him, which I think might have raised to 8, depending on stuff, which obviously never happened. And basically, I don't intend to be here long. This is going to be a 3-4 season save at max, so would you take a player that's going to be good in 5 years? Or would you want a world class centre half that's going to be, you know, good for the next 3-4 seasons and going to help me when I'm in the Champions League in that next season? So we've got David Luiz in, and he's either going to play in central defence, although I am quite tempted to play him in midfield. I'm yet to decide. I'll see how the rest of the window goes. I also brought in Patrick Roberts. Again, I've kind of contradicted what I just said regarding Balanta, but I'm intrigued to see how he does. I'm going to loan him to Hull for the season. We'll see how he progresses there, but he's one player I want to see when he gets to like 21, how he progresses. So keep an eye on him. In the final deal, which I was really shocked at, AC Milan put in a 4 million bid for Hernandez. I went, shut up, give me El Shaarawy for a laugh, you know, thinking they're not going to accept it. No, they were quite happy to give me Stefan El Shaarawy and a part exchange deal for Javi Hernandez, which I thought was absolutely insane, and fair play to them. But apart from that, a couple of loanees, Savic and Varela away out for work permits. Vermeersch is just going to go to Brighton because he's not going to make it. He's 23 now. Robertson, 4 out on loan. There's everyone I released. Anderson, Amos, Grimshaw, Fletcher, keen to name a few. Between Fletcher and Anderson, that's 130k off the wage bill. And the other deal, which hasn't actually shown up there, I don't know if it would come up. Nope. But I can get you it now, is basically we have extended the loan deal of Falcao, paying a lot more of his wages. I believe they were paying initially 100k a week because my wage bills went sky high, but I'm paying 90% of his wages. Let me just see the contract now. Yeah, it's 90% of the wages, which is 225k. We're also giving him 600k a month. He'll get a future fee, 46.5 million. I figured he's going to be fair at the end of this season. I'm not going to pay 46 million, but if I can keep him for another year, we'll keep him. So basically, he's in the, I think it's watched at 1.3 million a month. So you're telling me 12 million for Falcao for another year? I thought, why not? He was a top goal scorer in the league last year. I don't want to pay 40 million, but it gives me another year to get him in, establish yourselves in the Champions League, and then after that, we can go and find someone else. But the other interesting thing from the first team, if I go by positions, I'm trying to maybe bring Jason Steele in. I could have kept Amos in, but I thought let's get Jason Steele on trial. He may become the third choice keeper for homegrown purposes to let Sam Johnson go out on loan. He's alright, you know, but we'll see what happens with Jason Steele. The other people that have returned from loans, remember Nani? Nani's back, so I may sell him, I may keep him. I'm giving up the pre-season. It was a former player that obviously was loaned out last season. Wilfred Zaha's back, give him a chance as well. Nick Powell's back, so he'll get his opportunity. And Angelo Henriquez actually had a bid accepted because of his loan clause on, I think it's like 3 odd million. Basically what I've done is straight away offered him a new contract. He accepted it, turned down the move to Dynamo Zagreb. We're going to give him an opportunity, see how he does. If he's good, he's good. If he's not, we're going to make a hell of a lot more than 3 million off him anyway, that's for sure. And the final one, which is a bit of a baffling one, but I want to give him a chance. Tom Cleverley. His contract was up at the end of the season. They had a 4 million deal on him. I gave him an extra 1 year, same wages, and somehow his value skyrocketed to 12.5 million, near enough, 12.25 there. So I'm going to give Tom Cleverley pre-season, then I'm going to sell him. Even if I sell him and Nani, 30 million, can I get something good out of that? The only problem is because of the debt of the club, the sell-on percentage for players is we're only getting 30% of the transfer revenue, which is quite good. But I mean, it's a lot bigger squad. It should be able to deal with the rigours of 4 competitions, and well, let's just hope we get by the qualifiers, which is still to be drawn. I think they'll be drawing just 2 weeks before it, but I believe the schedule. Yep, we play a Champions League game before we play the opening game of the season against Leicester. So hope you enjoyed this season review, guys. You see, the Man U save will probably continue until either I win the league title or win the Champions League. So that could be 3-4 years, it could be 20 years. Hopefully not 20 years, but you never know with Football Manager. I think if we take what we learned for last season regarding tactics and stuff, keeping away from the back 3, which is never going to work in the Premier League, stick to this 4-2-3-1 that I'm playing, then hopefully we can kick on. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Take it easy, and hope I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.